The Lions won the toss, and they want the football, trying to win their 5th game of the year. Sean Payton, Rondé, after a bye week, the last 5 times his team has won, going 5-0.
You know what? He gives his guys the entire time off. He doesn't want them in the building. He wants them to decompress from football. But one thing that you know about Sean Payton, and I'm sure it applies to the defense as well, he's an indiscriminate play caller, Chris. He'll call whatever. Down and distance tendencies mean nothing. So you know coming out of a bye week, you're going to have to prepare for something that hasn't shown up yet on film. We'll see if we see any of that today.
Thomas Morstead, week 7 for the Saints and Lions is happening here at Ford Field, and Ross waving everybody away. It's a touchback, and leading the Detroit Lion offense, Matthew Stafford. He's only 26 years old. This is his 6th season, and 116 career touchdown passes within 2 of Bobby Lane's team record.
And we hope we see that today. Matt Stafford, Bobby Lane went to the same high school. We talked about it with him earlier this week. He wants to do it, he said, before he goes to London next week. We'll see if he gets into the end zone a couple of times today.
So from the 20-yard line, Reggie Bush coming off the ankle injury. First game playing against the team that drafted him. Remember, he was in Miami in between stops in New Orleans and here. Stafford comes out throwing, pass complete. It's a short gain caught by Golden Tate, who has become the leading receiver with Calvin Johnson's injuries. And the tight end position with Brandon Pettigrew, they're thin there. Joseph Foria remains out. Eric Ebron inactive with the hamstring.
I think we'll see a lot of Brandon Pettigrew today with those other tight ends injured. Couldn't hear enough good things about Corey Fuller, who gets to start today over Calvin Johnson. We'll see if he affects this passing game today.
And a week-to-week situation on Calvin Johnson, but it may be a few weeks before he's back in the lineup. Hand off Reggie Bush, waiting for a hole, has to make a move to get outside. Up near the 30 is Reggie Bush, Raphael Bush, for the Saints at that safety spot, making the tackle. Cam Jordan up front, just 1 sack so far this year after having 12.5 last year, as the Lions come right to the line on 3rd and 1 without a huddle. Hand off Bush. No, he will not get the first down. And a big stop from Curtis Lofton.
Curtis Lofton is by far the most consistent player on this Saints defense. You see him right over there over the ball, and it's just a counter to the other side. He sniffs it out from the get-go and makes a nice tackle for loss. Get them off the field.
Sam Martin, 2nd in the NFL with a 49.1 average, and that's a big stop. I know it's the first series, but for the Saints defense, considering where they've been, forcing a 3-and-out. Brandon Cooks, Saints last in the league in punt return yardage. The rookie has it inside the 15 at New Orleans and has room. Gets it all the way up near the 30-yard line. One of the better punt returns by the Saints this season.
The Detroit Lions come out, win the toss, decide to take the ball because you're trying to keep this guy off the field. You know what you're going to get. We talked about it just a few minutes ago out of this New Orleans Saints offense. See if they get off to a fast start, if this Detroit Lions defense can maintain what they've been doing all season, dominating both sides.
Jimmy Graham is active, but he will be used in special situations, likely in the red zone, so not starting. That means Ben Watson at tight end. That shoulder injury keeping Graham at least out of the starting lineup. From the 29, quick pass is hauled in, and that's Pierre Thomas. Behind Mark Ingram and Kyrie Robinson on the ground. Ingram has been out with a thumb fracture injury. Went to high school at Grand Blanc and Flint Southwestern here in the Michigan area.
Mike Ingram is listed as a starter, but don't be surprised to see a whole bunch of Pierre Thomas in the backfield. He's been their main guy so far. I'm looking forward to seeing what Brandon Cooks, how they get him involved in this offense today. We talked about they have a bye week. Should be a lot of plays in for him today.
Jimmy Graham is in on 2nd and 7. Brees has time, goes underneath to Thomas. Make that Mark Ingram, on the reception, and it'll be 3rd down. This Lion defense, they lead the NFL in sacks. You've heard about all the numbers, and they're also only allowing 74 yards on the ground per game.
Nothing flashy about any of these pass rushers. They're just big, strong men who dominate one-on-one blocks, forces you to double team them, but they've been really good. And this secondary hasn't had to do much because of that pressure up front.
third down. Brees with time. Middle of the field for Colston and incomplete.
Well, he had him open there through the middle of the field. And Marcus Colston, see him right here, who hasn't had the greatest of years, but when you get him in zone coverage and he's running through the middle of the field, Drew Brees is going to take that shot, whether it's a linebacker or a defensive back covering him. They were just a little bit out of sync there.
Thomas Morstead back to punt. Here comes a flag and a whistle.
False start. Offense number 20. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
That'll back the Saints up even more. The call on Brian Dixon. Terry McCauley, our referee, 17th year, retired from the NSA. Brees going over notes after a quick series. Both defenses setting the tone early. Jeremy Ross with a fair catch. The Lions will get their second possession of the game after the defense did its job. Stafford and the Lion offense taking the field.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
With Rondé Barber, Chris Myers back here in Detroit. On a first down, the Saints defense going with 5 defensive backs and Reggie Bush in the backfield. Actually lines up to the left now in the slot for Stafford.
Lady! Like that! Attack 50, attack 50! Ready! Lady! Like that!
On first down, Reggie Bush is covered right away and brought down. So this is a controlled passing game. It's very different, not just because Calvin Johnson is out of there, but Jim Caldwell wants his offense to play to the way his defense is playing.
Well, I think Jim Caldwell's not interested at all in stats. He said it numerous times in press conferences. He's told that to us this week. He wants a championship football team, and that starts at quarterback. And that doesn't have to be an explosive 400-yard passing game every week for Matt Stafford. He just wants him to take care of the ball, and Matt's done a good job of that so far this season.
And he said we don't want to get into a high-scoring back-and-forth game with the Saints. That does not play to our advantage. Joint Bell in on second down. Stafford keeps, spins his way to the 25. And let's get a game break. Check in with Kurt Menefee.
All right, Chris, we've seen this before. Aaron Rodgers, long touchdown to Jordy Nelson, 59 yards. Nelson's got 6 scores this year. Half of them have been from 55 or more, and quickly, they're on top of Carolina by a touchdown. Chris and Rondé.
Thanks, Kurt, and Saints fans encouraged by that, chasing Carolina in the division. New Orleans comes in with a 2-3 record. Third down at 7. This has been a sore spot for this Lions offense the last 2 weeks. Stafford's throw is caught around midfield. Jeremy Ross hung onto the football.
Talked about this Saints defense not being very effective, and this is one of the reasons why. Just man coverage, it's a little stunner move, but it's great coverage by the DB there, but the ball is just delivered in a perfect position. Jeremy Ross, who uses Dixon there to make the catch. It's a pretty nice effort there. That long reception on third down.
Jeremy Ross, Corey Fuller, players that have had to emerge more at receiver with Calvin Johnson out of the lineup. Extra lineman in on first down in Saints territory. Bell gets the carry. Joint Bell, who's carried the load on the ground. He was in and out of the lineup injured. A former Saint as well, never made the roster. In fact, he sounded more excited about going against this Saints team than Reggie Bush.
Well, I think he thought the Saints were his opportunity when he first got in the league, and it's, been somewhat of a circuitous role or job for him to get the starting role or some playing time in the league. Saints didn't give him that opportunity, so he's facing them today. He couldn't be more excited.
Back 50! Back 50! Back 50! Yeah, ready! Ready! Like that!
Stafford's throw short, right at the 45-yard line. That's Pettigrew, who has only 5 catches this season. It'll bring up another third down. Now, they converted on the last 3rd and 7, but the last 2 games, it's been a weak spot in this offense.
We saw these guys just 3 weeks ago. They were converting over 52 or 53%. In these last couple of games, they were 1 for in each of those games. They've got 1 today. Keep these chains moving here. Get this offense going and convert again here.
Golden Tate has been a 3rd down receiver target much of the season. Stafford slings it incomplete. Coverage was good, and so was the pressure.
2 things we talked about.
That's Junior Gillette, who is 2nd along with Cam Jordan in the NFL at quarterback hurries.
2 things we talked about with this Saints defense is them not being able to pressure the quarterback or affect the quarterback in terms of sacks. They almost got home there, but what struck me there was the coverage in the secondary. It's much more sound than I've seen on film. They're able to get off the field.
Sam Martin. Brandon Cooks, fair catch, and then gets away from it. So it cannot be advanced by any member of the Saints team, but the Lions down it and pin New Orleans, and Drew Brees inside their own 10 scoreless.
Game is sponsored by Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly.
The Lions defense has been that good. 3 number-1 draft picks up front. Even Jason Jones was a 2nd-round pick before the Lions acquired him. And the Saints start from their own 7-yard line. Travaris Cadet is the running back. Brees on the move, flips, pass is caught but knocked down right away is Ben Watson. And the Lions defense, they've allowed more than 17 points only once this year. The Saints have scored more than 17 points in every game but 1.
Those are the type of numbers on defense, Chris, that win championships. You saw Seattle do that same thing last year.
Mark Ingram in, gets the handle here, and nowhere. Nick Fairley, one of those first-rounders out of Auburn, making the stop. Boy, these defenses early are not allowing much.
They're just so big up front. Nick Fairley just affects guys, just whipping Dari Evans around right there. Or Ben Grubbs, I'm sorry, whipping him around right there. Nice play.
Jimmy Graham in on 3rd and 5 for the Saints. Marcus Colston could not hang on. There's a flag down at the 18-yard line.
Prior to the pass, holding defense number 36. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That call on Danny Gore, and will set the Saints up.
The Saints, every time their 2 opportunities on 3rd down so far today, have really tried to hustle to the line, see if they can get Detroit in a switch. One way to slow down a good defense is to play fast.
From the 17, here comes the flag. Looked like Ndamukong Suh was across the line before Brees even had the football. A little shoving going on down there.
Offside, defense number 90. 5-yard penalty, first down.
I don't think the rest believes that he was that far offside.
I thought he was going to get the handoff. Travaris Cadet comes into the backfield for the Saints. On a 1st and 5 after the penalty, moves him up across to the 22-yard line. Cadet lines up as a receiver. Colston hangs on this time and gets a first down across the 30. Nobody went with Cadet up the sideline and allowed Colston to find an opening. His 16th catch of the season.
Without Jimmy Graham, I think we're going to see a lot of Marcus Colston today especially on early downs and on third down. He'll be the target. Drew Brees and Sean Payton love to get him lined up inside and take advantage of linebackers. We'll see how many times we get that this afternoon.
Ingram in after a gain of 8. Brees from the pocket, high and incomplete for Cooks. Darius Slay. That's some excellent coverage there.
The really good man coverage is just playing off and tries to run that circle out. We used to call that. He's in great position. Doesn't affect the top of the route of the receiver, so there's no penalty. Good play by Darius Slay.
Brees 4 out of 6 so far. Defense is ready for that. He just had to get rid of it. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Comes Marcus Colson back into the football game. That was well sniffed out by that Lions defense. I expect Colson to line up in the slot here, see if we can get him matched up on a linebacker on a vertical route.
Quick snap, Brees. Quick throw. Wide open. Here's Marcus Colston to midfield. Lions had 5 defensive backs, and I don't know how Colston got so open.
Let's watch them. Nobody's got their hands on the ground. They're lingering around. They're trying to get lined up, still communicating when Drew Brees snaps his ball, and Colson is just wide open. I think they were trying to decide where to close that blitz, decide which side, where it was coming from. And in the meantime, New Orleans is running the play.
Gain of 21. They're in Lion territory. On first down, quick pass. With a healthy gain on first down. That'll chill that defensive pass rush now on 2nd down.
Drew Brees doing a good job on this drive, getting the ball out of his hands quickly. Some design plays for Cadet, Colston, really affecting this game early on.
Sean Payton, you saw him there. He's one of 9 head coaches currently in the NFL that calls his team's offensive plays.
Orange, front line.
From the 42. Handoff, Kyrie Robinson, first down, Saints. He's got another game break. Check in with Kurt Menefee.
All right, the St. Louis Rams off to another good start. Trey Mason, a little 6-yard run. That was after a 75-yard kick return by Benny Cunningham set it up, and they lead the Seahawks right now 7-3 in the first quarter. Chris, Rondé, and Jen.
Defending Super Bowl champs struggling a little bit. Thanks, Kurt. And the Saints with the most impressive drive of the day. Just over 4 minutes here in the opening quarter.
Front 9. Ooh. Mike 5-9, Mike 5-9. Front 9. Alert, train. Alert, train.
Brees is going to get out. James Ahedebo from his safety spot. It's only the 5th time that Brees has been sacked this season.
Drew Brees absolutely refuses to take sacks. He knows that they're drive killers, but on the edge of this defense, you see the back try to cut Ahedebo there, and he just olays him and gets right in on Drew Brees.
And again, the Lions adding to their league best sack total. A total of 61. Pierre Thomas and Cadet are both in after a loss of 7. Underneath, Cadet falls down inside the 37-yard line. It'll bring a 3rd and long.
Interesting to see this formation. There's 2 tailbacks in the game at the same time. When Reggie Bush was in New Orleans, that formation was used a bunch. And the one guy on this Saints backfield that can imitate Reggie Bush is Travaris Cadet. So we'll see a lot of that role tonight.
There's a flag down. Pass complete short of the first down. Ben Watson made the catch. Holding against New Orleans.
Holding, offense number 55. Penalties decline, 4th down.
On the center, Jonathan Goodwin. Jim Caldwell will refuse the penalty, though, because it's 4th down.
I was just thinking that he's got to think about whether or not he wants to refuse this.
With field goal possibility.
Yeah, field goal possibility. We know that Sean Payton is the type of coach that in this situation, punting's not always good. So he'll put his offense back on the field
he's going to
go for this short 4th down.
Well, he's going to take the penalty. He's going to say, no, I want just what you mentioned. When he saw the possibility of a field goal, or at least an attempt, he said, I'm going to back him up and trust my defense here.
Yeah, he doesn't trust Sean Payton not to call some kind of trick play down there. It's not worth it for Sean to punt in those situations.
Now out of field goal range, but 3rd and 20. And time for Brees. He'll go underneath to Josh Hill, the tight end. And it worked out well for Caldwell and the Lions. It's going to make that field goal a little bit longer if they attempt what would be about a 57-yarder.
I don't know that he will. Sean Payton gets in these situations and he tries to be smart, and he's sending his punting unit out on the field. And I think this is the right decision. See if you can back them up as much as you can.
Probably sees a defensive kind of game going here. Doesn't want to give the Lions offense any advantage, so Morstead and Ross to return on 4th and 12, just inside the 40 of Detroit. Fair catch waits for, and around the 9-yard line is where the Lion offense will take over. But Drew Brees and the Saints stall after an impressive drive. We are scoreless in Ford Field, Detroit, Michigan.
Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by Chevrolet. Find new roads. By Burger King. For limited time, get 10 chicken nuggets for just $1.49. And by Microsoft Surface, the official tablet of the NFL.
Lions defense keeping Brees and the Saints off the scoreboard. The offense can't get much going. Starting from their own 10. Extra lineman in for Stafford. Bell is the running back. Here comes a flag, and Bell is knocked down, shoved back right away. Each team already with 2 penalties.
Offside, defense number 98. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Get a little chippy early in this game. Junior Gillette trying to enforce some of his will on this Detroit Lions offense. A little bit unnecessary, but hey, it's football.
From the 15-yard line. Reggie Bush. Not a lot of running room for Reggie. Came in averaging just over 3.5 yards a carry. Was named captain for this game by his head coach. And said he's not bitter about the trade that sent him out of New Orleans, but thankful to be a part of the successful years there. And Sean Payton had high praise for what Reggie did when he was a member of the Saints.
He's completely justified in his time in New Orleans by the fact that they won a championship. So I think they're both satisfied with where they are. They look back on it fondly from what I hear, but you know what? He's an asset. He's now a Detroit Lion. They couldn't be happier to have him.
Manageable on 2nd and 2. Stafford on the move, throws and intercepted. Keenan Lewis sliced in front of the receiver. It came up with the football.
Talked about Matt Stafford not trying to do too much with his offense. I think this was a little bit of an ill-advised throw. He threw this into 3 or 4 guys. Keenan Lewis comes down with a great interception right there.
We might have to take a closer look on that one.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. The player gained possession prior to the ball hitting the ground. 1st down, New Orleans.
All turnovers are reviewed. Keenan Lewis, he juggled it, Rondé, and worth reviewing, but cleanly held on, and it did not touch the ground.
As we saw this in the break, yeah, it looks like it's getting ready to come out, but gravity or his momentum kept that ball in his pocket. He's not known for an interception. That's only his 6th career interception. That was a great play there.
Only the second interception by the Saints defense this year. From the 29-yard line. Quick pass and open is Kenny Stills, who gets down near the 20. And the first quarter winding down. We have a flag down.
After play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit, defense number 27, half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
The call is on Glover Quinn in the secondary.
You'll see Glover Quinn come in here late and just dive onto a guy that's already going out of bounds. And when you look at it, it doesn't look that malicious. I think it was an easy call for them.
That'll move the ball just inside the 10-yard line. We go to the second quarter on Fox here in Detroit. Saints are on the move in a scoreless game. Rondé Barber, Jed Hale down on the field. Chris Myers. Hope you're enjoying the NFL on Fox. 1st and 10 for the Saints. 1st and goal. Pierre Thomas in a running back. And Pierre Thomas fights hard to get down inside the 5-yard line. Here comes a flag.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask, offense number 23, 15-yard penalty, first down.
An offensive grabbing the face mask.
Either way, you cannot put your hand in an opponent's face mask, offense or defense, and I was glad that they called that. You see that as Darius Slay goes to the ground right there. The Pierre Thomas has clear hands in his face mask. He's trying to shuck him off there.
The Saints in goal-to-go situations this season. They've had 9 so far. They've converted 9 touchdowns. This one will be a little bit more difficult because they're backed up to the 20 after the penalty. And nowhere goes Pierre Thomas. He'll lose yardage.
Didn't bring everybody, but it felt like they brought the house there. But it starts up front with this push. Look at Mosley and Sue get off the ball there, and then the rest of those Detroit Lions just eat up that running play.
Quick snap, Brees, quick throw, incomplete for Stills, and here comes a flag. Those quick snaps seem to get the Lions defense off guard.
Pass interference, defense number 27, automatic first down.
Glover Quinn called for the penalty.
Again, we saw this earlier in the game, just milling around. They're not ready for this snap. Drew Brees quick and gets it out, and the pass was actually overthrown. It wasn't really going to be a catchable ball, but because Glover Quinn was so far out of position at the snap of that ball, he felt like he had to grab the receiver.
Well, the important part for the Saints is it gives them a fresh set of downs. So now 1st down and 10 from the 13-yard line. Kyrie Robinson in at running back. Brees floats it for the fullback, Austin Johnson, for the end zone. Touchdown. There was a delayed call, but he's in. That's 6 for the Saints. And they'll be taking a closer look upstairs automatically when you get near the pylon or the out-of-bounds area.
Ball quick to the flat there. There was confusion in the Lions underneath coverage on your fullback here, but all he has to do is touch this pylon, and that is definitely a touchdown, Chris.
The pylon is not out of bounds. You said it. Touch it, got it, touchdown. The Saints break through here in the second quarter. All the weapons out there for Drew Brees, and he goes to the fullback from Tennessee, originally from Hickory, North Carolina. Now the extra point. Shane Graham adds the extra point, and the Saints have a 7-0 lead here in Detroit.
Today's game is sponsored by KFC, the world's best chicken. How do you KFC? By DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. And by Miller Lite. back in its original look. It's Miller time.
Tuesday on Fox, the Fall Classic. The Giants and the Royals wild card teams have captured the imagination of long shots and hopefuls everywhere. Coverage of the World Series Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern on Fox, always streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Matthew Stafford said he'll be watching those Royals after the Tigers and Dodgers, teams that he thought would be there, are not there. Jeremy Ross up to the 20-yard line where the Lion offense will take over, trailing 7-0 after Drew Brees flipped his 10th touchdown pass of the year. First career touchdown for Austin Johnson. The NFL on Fox from Ford Field, and Stafford from the 19-yard line. Fourth possession for the Lions. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Reggie Bush in the backfield, trailing 7-0. Reggie Bush brought down right away as he falls at the 21.
Go back to this touchdown real quick. And Detroit's just playing a simple 3 deep, 4 under. See the 4 underneath defenders right here. Watch Cassius Vaughn. I think he gets lost. He should have this back to the flat, and he just voids him. He doesn't see him come out of the backfield, and it's an easy touchdown for the New Orleans Saints.
Cassius Vaughn sharing time with Danny Gore as an extra defensive back, and Reggie Bush limping here. Remember, he missed last week because of the ankle injury, so Bell is in to replace him. Second down 8. Bell, big hole. Short of the first down, it appears, and whatever happened in the bye week, the Saints defense certainly looks a little bit better than what we've seen through the course of the first few games. Now we have a whistle and some extra shoving going on.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 76, flow to the head, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Akeem Hicks.
We just talked about them playing better on defense, but self-inflicted wounds don't help. I know they got to be excited about the way they're playing early in this football game. We talked about forcing your will on somebody. Being a dummy after the play is not one way to do it. And Akeem Hicks, who's been playing better, should know better than this.
Major penalty pushes the ball up to the 43. First down for the Lions. Already 5 penalties on the Saints. Bell, the football. The tackle made right away. David Hawthorne wrapped him up.
Detroit Lions will continue to try to run this football, but coming into this game, Chris, they're the 29th rated rushing offense in the league. Neither one of the backs have been able to get in a rhythm. They're averaging under 4 yards a carry, which is kind of the Mendoza line. I think they have to keep one of these guys, and with Reggie Bush being out, I think it's got to be Joyce Bell. Let them get into a rhythm. Let them find some way to stimulate this offense running the football. They're going to struggle all day.
They only have 19 yards on the ground so far.
Tack to the 7, ready. Mark it wide.
On 2nd and 12, pass is caught. Slipping a tackle is Bell. Getting up past midfield, head into Saints territory. And an injured member for the Saints is Corey White from the cornerback position. Remember, Patrick Robinson already inactive with a hamstring injury at that spot. And Keenan Lewis, who had the interception, is playing with a sore toe.
Today's game is sponsored by the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import.
Corey White was able to get up, is working his way over to the Saints sideline.
Just comes in and hits all 230 pounds of Joyce Bell and just can't get his arm wrapped around. You see, immediately starts grasping at that right arm shoulder area. We'll find out later what's going on with him.
So rookie Brian Dixon will take over. That's him, number 20 at the corner spot, along with Keenan Lewis. It is first down for the Lions. Hand off Bell, and he'll lose yardage. The running game for Detroit not working against this Saints defense.
Not getting much push up front from those 3 interior guys. Trying to run a stretch play right there. There's just no room. The penetrating force of Roderick Bunkley and Akeem Hicks up front is just stifling any attempt at running the ball inside right now.
Lions are averaging in this game under 2 yards a carry on the ground. Stafford 5 out of 7. He suffered the interception last time the Lions had the football. On 2nd and 12. On target to Jeremy Ross. Inside the 41. But it will bring up 3rd down. And here comes a whistle. They're shoving afterwards. A lot of that. We're only in the 2nd quarter. Veteran Dominic Raiola, who tries to hold that line together. It's worth pointing out they've had their problems protecting Matt Stafford.
Not only does he hold it together, look at him dive into that pile. He's lucky he didn't get a flag for that.
And Corey White has come back in at the corner spot for the Saints. On 3rd and 5. Pass is high and incomplete. Golden Tate was in the area, but Stafford got roughed up.
Definitely a much more sound secondary play by the Saints this afternoon. Not only that, they're affecting the quarterback. Stafford's been on his back a couple of times today. Did another good job there getting off on 3rd down.
Lions push it all the way to the 41 of New Orleans, but forced to punt on 4th and 5. Brandon Cook standing inside the New Orleans 10. Got a good return in the opening quarter. This will be a fair catch. And from the 10-yard line, Drew Brees and the Saints will take over, leading 7-0. It's been physical. It's been emotional. It's 7-0 New Orleans. Drew Brees has found 8 different receivers already here. None of them Jimmy Graham, who is active and has been in on a few plays. And after that record 54-game streak with at least 1 touchdown pass ended back in 2012, Brees has started another run that has reached 27 straight games with a touchdown pass. Had to flip to his fullback in this one. Handoff Thomas. Let's check in on the field with some more shoving going on. The Saints haven't been able to run the ball very well either, and you'd expect that with this defense. Let's quickly check in with Jennifer Hale.
Well, Chris, Jimmy Graham is asking for action. He's been stretching out on the sidelines, keeping that shoulder warm and mobile. You know, head coach Sean Payton told me there may have been a lot of question marks surrounding his status this week publicly, but not inside the Saints locker room. They felt good for several days that he would make a go of it today, Chris.
Well, thanks, Jen. He is limited, though, and the pain tolerance is something they'll be gauging. On 2nd and 9, Brees to Pierre Thomas. Gets up to the 15. It'll be 3rd down, and Jim Caldwell called Pierre Thomas maybe the best screen receiving back in the NFL.
He's been doing it for a long time. He's been doing it very well. He plays a lot of different roles for this Saints offense. He's almost always in there on 3rd down. We'll see him in there again today most of the time. Talk about those other 2 runners. If Sean said if he had his druthers, those other 2 guys would get the majority of the carries, but on 3rd down, look for a lot of Pierre Thomas.
Jimmy Graham checks in with Pierre Thomas from the 15. Brees and open. Complete up near the 40-yard line is Travaris Cadet. You mentioned the role of Darren Sproles. They keep talking about trying to fill here. Looks like Cadet and Brandon Cooks. The combination of those 2 is what the Saints and Drew Brees feel they have to do in that area.
Travaris Cadet was lined up in the backfield. Usually you can see this. If he's lined up a little bit outside the tackle, he's going to try that vertical shot. That's what we got there up the seam, and nobody was there to account for him.
A gain of 25. Kyrie Robinson now in at running back. He gets the carry. Works his way. Ball is out, and the Lions are on it. Kyrie Robinson just lost the football, and James Ahenebo has come up with the fumble recovery for the Lions.
If you're Detroit, that's exactly what you're looking for. Kyrie Robinson trying to get some more yardages here and just shoulder pad directly on the ball. Ahead of Bo at the right place, the right time, creates a turnover for Detroit.
Sean Payton quickly over to talk to his running backs after Robinson lost the football. C.J. Mosley causing that fumble. Reggie Bush checks back in. He's in the slot there on first down Lions. He catches the football and pushes his way inside the 40 of New Orleans before Corey White made the stop. The Saints defense doing its job today.
Well, it's for sure that they got some things done correctly in the bye week. They look much more solid in pass defense. Definitely playing well against the run. We saw the interception earlier by Keenan Lewis. Great interception by Keenan Lewis. See if they can keep that run going and stop this Detroit Lions offense as they go into the red zone again.
After a gain of 9, Reggie Bush again comes off the field in pain, so Joyce Bell is in. They need a yard for a first down. The Saints won't let him get it. It'll be 3rd and short, just inside the 40 of New Orleans.
They look much more solid today, Chris, than they have in all games before this, especially up front. There's 2 tackles, interior tackles. One of them's a DN in this 3-4 odd front. They're definitely creating that push up front and not giving any lanes for the Detroit Lions to run the ball. It's going to depend, I think, on Matt Stafford making some smart throws here to get this offense going.
3 wide receivers on 3rd and 2. Time for Stafford. Floating it in the area of Golden Tate. Here comes a flag. The rookie Brian Dixon was back there running with him.
Pass interference, defense number 20. Automatic first down.
I don't know that Golden Tate was going to be able to get to this ball, but Brian Dixon definitely has a hold of Golden Tate's shoulder pad right there, and his feet get tangled there at the end.
A 31-yard penalty, so now from the 8-yard line with Bell in and running back, 1st and goal Lions. Golden Tate, receiver, bottom of your screen. Stafford tipped in the middle in a dangerous spot, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
That was almost disastrous there. Matt Stafford, tell he's trying to be cautious with the football early in this game.
Sean Payton discussing the pass interference call, no doubt.
The same with Matt Stafford early in this game. Looks like he's holding on to the ball a little bit too much, but there trying to get to his check down, but almost made a disastrous decision.
Ryan Broyles is checked in at receiver. Reggie Bush at running back. Stafford to throw. It's complete. Inside the 5 is Reggie. It'll be 3rd down and goal. We get a little bit closer.
They had Reggie Bush there, matched up one-on-one. And just watch Reggie's right here. Watch all these moves he gives this linebacker. He knows he's got all this space. Matt Stafford's looking there all the way, but good help there by Raphael Bush. Well, that was going to be a touchdown for Detroit.
5 defensive backs in for the Saints. Corey Fuller, top of your screen. Jeremy Ross, bottom of your screen.
Watch Golden Tate right here. See if he can get an isolation route.
Matthew Stafford throws it complete. He was trying to get it to Brandon Pettigrew. Vinny Sunseri back there covering, and there are no flags, even though Pettigrew was asking for one.
Found this guy, made a nice throw in here, but just a little bit out of the reach of Brandon Pettigrew.
The 6'5" tight end member Joseph Fourier and Eric Ebron, the rookie who leads tight ends in receptions, inactive today, along with Calvin Johnson thinning the possible targets for Matthew Stafford. Matt Prater, the 3rd different kicker the Lions have used this year. from 21 yards. Unbelievably adventurous, but this time the Lions get a break. It's good somehow. It's hitting the upright and going in. He had one of those that hit the upright and didn't go. A good sound for Prater this time. The Lions are on the board, trailing the Saints. Along with Rondé Barber, Jen Hale on the field. Chris Myers, 5:29. The second quarter here in Detroit. Reggie Bush, the former Saint, looking up at the scoreboard, and New Orleans leads by 4 after Matt Prater on a 21-yard field goal try. Hit the upright, but it was good. He missed a couple last week. The Lions, in fact, he missed more last week than he missed all of last year. Remember the former Bronco who was suspended earlier this season before being released and then signed by this Lions team. Sam Martin to kick off, and Traveris Cadet back to return for the Saints. A defensive struggle so far. Cadet will down it. Drew Brees and the offense take over at the 20-yard line. Well, Rondé, we, from our view here, have enjoyed a defensive game. We expected that from the Lions. A little bit surprised how the Saints defense has played.
It is. Surprised by that kick, first of all. This comes down to a field goal. Holy cow.
Yeah, the Lions, they've already missed 10 field goals this year, the Lions. So if it does come down to a field goal, we're in for a thriller.
Yeah, but this is a credit, I think, so far to the Saints defense. I mean, they were much maligned. We talked about it in the open, how poor they had played this year, giving up a lot of chunk yardage. But so far today, they've held this Detroit Lions offense to only 83 yards. And I think they've given their team a chance to win one on the road today.
Mark Ingram on first down from the 20 will lose yards. Ahead of Bo with a tremendous defensive play. Let's get a game break. Say hi to Joel Klatt. Joel?
Hey, Chris, let's go to St. Louis. Direct your eyes to the top of the screen. That's Stedman Bailey. Nice little trickery on the special teams from St. Louis. And Stedman Bailey is going to go 88 yards on the punt return against Seattle. And the Super Bowl champs are down 21-3 on the road. Rondé, what's going on with the Seahawks?
It is very difficult to repeat in the NFL. I know from experience.
Simply put, after a loss of 3, Brees to throw underneath, and an excellent tackle. Cadet brought down right away. It'll bring up third down. Both the Saints and Lions interested in that Green Bay-Carolina game. The Packers have just scored to go up 27-0 on the leaders of the NFC South. Of course, the Lions came in 4-2 with Green Bay, tied in the NFC North at the top, but the Lions already beat the Packers.
Talking to a bunch of the Saints down before the game, they know that this is an important game. The way the NFC South is shaken up right now, any of these teams are still in. Even Tampa Bay with only 1 win. There's some fortuitous happenings. They could be in this too.
Brees out of the pocket on the move, and heaving it deep, just overthrowing Robert Meacham, one of the speed veterans who couldn't quite separate.
Drew doesn't take many shots down the field like he used to with Devery Henderson here. They had some specialty speed guy. Meacham, actually, early in his career, he's missed some guys down the field today. A lot of his balls end up being thrown between the numbers, but the 2 shots that we've seen so far, he's been off target a little bit.
Thomas Morstead inside the 10, ready to punt. Jeremy Ross waving everybody away, and it goes out of bounds. Let's see the spot up across the 30, around the 33-yard line, where the Lions offense will take over. Get ready for the best Halloween treat of all, the Sunday Funday Spooktacular. All new episodes of your favorite comedies, including The Simpsons, Treehouse of Horror. It all begins 8 Eastern, 7 Central. That's tonight on Fox. Halloween within a couple of weeks here. It's a Friday night. Halloween falls on this year.
For Saints fans, it's not Halloween. That's normal.
They dress up home or away.
It's everywhere.
Pack 57. Ready.
Joyke Bell is a receiver in the slot. Stafford on first down. Middle of the field. A catch well made by Brandon Pettigrew in traffic.
Don't be surprised if we see a lot of Brandon Pettigrew featured. I looked at his stat from a couple of years ago. He had 83 catches, and you got to wonder what's happening to this guy. But with all these guys out of the game today, Matt Stafford knows that he's going to need a lot of production from his big tight end. That was a nice grab there for a first down.
Gain of 13 to the 46. He signed a 4-year contract in the offseason. Pettigrew, people were saying, why aren't you more involved? And he said, well, they got to call my number. And they did there. Quick pass. Caught by Tate, and Golden Tate turns that into a first down. He leads receivers in yards after the catch in the NFL, and he showed us why right there.
I was just going to say, if you're wondering why, it's this. Watch the suddenness, the change of direction. Leaves the defender, Kenny Vaccaro, standing in his tracks. Hold that, I'll be right back, and I'm going for a first down. Golden Tate is a special player. Couldn't be more excited. These Detroit Lions have him up here in the Motor City.
Gain of 11 to the 43 of the Saints. Calvin Johnson watching again. Here comes a flag. Stafford playing out the play and heaving it deep. And there's another flag downfield. This could be big for the Lions.
You know, you get that defensive lineman in the neutral zone. All good quarterbacks know it's a free play, and if your receivers are on par with you, they know it's a free play too. You just take a shot. That's exactly what they tried to do just right there. See what this penalty is on the back end, though.
That's something Jim Caldwell works on with his quarterback, taking advantage of that free play, as we like to call it, if that is indeed the call at the line of scrimmage. 6 penalties on the Saints so far. 4 on the Lions.
There is no play. Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 98. The wingback flinch, which kills the play. There is no foul for pass interference and no play. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So it killed the play. We didn't hear the whistle from here, but usually if you hear the whistle, the play is over. Obviously, Stafford wisely continued, and that's what Caldwell is arguing.
Caldwell is arguing the case, but I think Terry McCullough got that exactly right. Now, if Joique Bell, who was lined up in the slot there, hadn't have flinched and been affected by that guy in the neutral zone, then this play can continue. But because he moved, the play is dead. 5-yard encroachment penalty.
The Lions do get something out of it, but a major break for the Saints. So now 1st and 5 at the 38 of New Orleans for Stafford. Pass is caught against Golden Tate. Steps out of bounds right around the 31-32 yard line. There's a flag down in the backfield.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Defense number 98. Penalties decline. First down.
Well, they're saying the catch was good enough for a first down by Tate, so no need to take the call on Paris Harrelson. It moves the chains.
A lot of pressure here in the pocket by Matt Stafford. You see Harrelson there at the bottom of your screen, bottom left of your screen, get his hand up into the face of Riley Reef, and that's an easy call for that back judge.
From the 31, nearing the 2-minute warning. Stafford with a screen to Reggie Bush. He spins out of it. Got to make a tough move to turn the corner. Racing in to shove him back was Kenny Vaccaro.
Well, I know Reggie thinks he can outrun the entire league, but that was a little ambitious for him to try to return field there.
We have reached the 2-minute warning. The Saints lead the Lions here in Detroit, but the Lions have the football. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to itunes.com/NFL. Drew Brees, his touchdown pass to his fullback. Boston Johnson, the only score, the only touchdown, I should say, in this game. Field goal by the Lions. Now 2nd down from the 35. Pressure on Stafford. He's going to go down. At the 45, as soon as he got the football, Junior Golette was there for his 4th sack of the season.
There's been one guy on this Saints defense that has been affecting the passer has been Junior Gillette, and they're just dancing around there at the line of scrimmage. And he's unaccounted for there. Warford and Raiola are a little bit confused. They get a big sack for the Saints defense.
And the Saints use a timeout. This also takes the Lions out of field goal range. They would have been looking at a 53-yarder. It's still 3rd down now. But remember what Sean Payton told us about nearing the half. Valuable time that he uses to try to give his offense a chance to score before the half.
Absolutely. You find a way to steal a possession, and if you can affect the clock, which they did with the timeout after that sack, gives them a great chance on this 3rd and 22 to hold them, maybe get a field goal attempt, but more importantly, get your offense back on the field to take another shot at scoring some points before the end of the half.
Stafford may be trying to get him in field goal range. Jeremy Ross has the catch, and he's brought down right away. Excellent play by Curtis Lofton, who has had a good year for the Saints defense despite some of the criticism. Look at it. Here we go again. No flags. And a timeout, so the Saints will force the Lions into a punting situation.
Really like what the Saints are doing on defense here in the first half. It's definitely simpler, Chris. It's before you watch them on film, you'd see a bunch of guys running free, but so far today, affecting the quarterback with the rush, they're playing sound on the back end. They're able to make some big plays.
And a missed opportunity for the Lions. I mean, they have Matt Prater, who does have a 64-yard field goal on his resume to at least give him a try here if they want it. Instead, they're punting. Brandon Cooks back inside the 10 on 4th and 23. Fair catch waved for at the 10-yard line. Drew Brees and the Saints offense will have one timeout to work with. Let's check in with Kurt Menefee back in Los Angeles.
Coming up on the Visa Halftime, we'll get you caught up on the day as Brian Hoyer and the Browns go for their 3rd straight win. Andrew Luck and the Colts go for their 5th in a row. Brandon Marshall and the Bears, well, they look for their first home win of the season. It's all coming up at the half.
Thanks, Kurt. This high-scoring Saint offense held to just 1 touchdown, but it's been good enough because the way the defense has played coming off the bye week. Saints the only team in the NFL this season who are undefeated at home but winless on the road. Quick pass to Pierre Thomas. Brought down across the 10-yard line. Only 1 timeout, Saints. You don't want to turn it over too quickly and have a field position advantage for the Lions, who have all 3 of their timeouts. Let's see how Detroit plays it. After no gain, Brees steps up in the pocket underneath to Thomas. And it looks like he's across the 20 for the first down. That's big in terms of the clock and the possession. DeAndre Levy on the stop.
Detroit's just got to keep everything in front of them. Let those front 4 guys affect Drew Brees in the passing game. Just make tackles.
Plenty of time for Brees. And Kenny Stills made the catch across the 37-yard line.
That's exactly what I was talking about right there. Danny Gores. Somebody
wants a timeout here. We have an injured player, so we will check. That's Jonathan Goodwin, the center for the Saints.
And this is the 3rd time in 3 games that he's gone down with what looks like to be the same injury to his ankle there. If he can't come in, that's Tim Lelito, who's played a bunch here in the past 3 games because Jonathan Goodwin has been hurt.
There he is getting comfortable with Brees. The Saints will be charged a timeout with this injury, so they will have no timeouts remaining in the first half.
See Goodwin there getting rolled up by C.J. Mosley just a bit, and it doesn't look like much there, but whenever you have just a little injury and it gets affected at all in a game, then he's in some serious pain.
Let's get a game break. Check on the injury of Goodwin with Joel Klatt.
All right, Chris, up to Buffalo. Teddy Bridgewater getting his first career touchdown pass to Cordarrelle Patterson, 4-yard variety. And it is now 10-10. Buffalo just went down the field, kicked a field goal. Back to you, Chris, Rondé, and Jen.
Thanks very much, Joel. Teddy Bridgewater and Cordero Patterson said, I remember when we called the Viking games that I'd love to be the guy to catch the first touchdown pass for Bridgewater.
Yeah, he finally got one.
And it looks like Goodwin is going to be helped from the field with 39 seconds remaining. You'll get all the scores and highlights at the half. Green Bay hammering the Panthers 28-0 in that game. Baltimore's up on Atlanta 14-0. And the Rams upsetting Seattle 21-6.
We've seen the Rams in that situation numerous times this year. They haven't been able to finish out games, but that would be a huge home win for Seattle if they're able to finish that one off.
You were talking to Golden Tate before the game. The news out of Seattle, of course, he was on the Super Bowl champ Seahawks last year, who traded Percy Harvin to the Jets for a draft pick this week.
Interesting. He said, I thought they got rid of me so they could feature him, and now that he's gone, it's almost a shame that Golden Tate isn't there. Although Detroit is in his favor of him being here.
Brees' pass on target to Brandon Cooks. The first-round draft pick who leads all rookie receivers in catches coming into the game, just turned 21 years old.
Nice route there by the rookie. He had Rasheem Mathis turned all the way around, but smart by him. Running immediately out of bounds, knows the clock is not in their favor.
Brees' pass on target to Stills and quickly to the ground. This is well played by Brees and Payton. No timeout, so they want to get up and spike it. And 20 seconds remaining. And there's a flag down. And right now you'd be looking at a 50-yard field goal try for Sean Payton's kicker, pending the flag.
Offside, defense number 94, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Ziggy Ansah was really kind of lollygagging, getting back into position here and get over the ball, ready for play. You got to make a little bit more of an effort to get on sides there. Give them a free 5 yards.
Right now he's looking at a 45-yard field goal after the penalty, obviously, but time to work with here. Brees comfortable in this setting with Pierre Thomas. No timeouts, 20 seconds.
Let's see if Terrell Austin draws up a blitz here. See if they can slow down the Saints right now.
Colston inside the 10. First and goal, but it looks like they're going to have just enough time to try a field goal. Brees was hoping for more time. Here comes Shane Graham, 7 out of 8 field goals this year.
And Drew Brees did exactly what he wanted there. He got 2 or 3 big plays down the middle of the field. Got over the ball, spiked it, get his kicker in the chip shot range. We talked about what Sean Payton said about the end of the half. That was perfect execution of what he told us he likes to do.
From 27 yards, Shane Graham. Okay, we're gonna play hit the upright today, but it's good. Sound effects free of charge. We're not enhancing that. Maybe it's whoever you are. If you're a kicker and you're playing the Lions or you come to Ford Field, you're in for a wild ride.
Just trying to entertain us a little bit more. Matt Prater and Shane Graham.
Defensive struggle, but the Saints with the upper hand. 10-3 at the half. The Saints will get the football to start the second half. Right now, let's head to Los Angeles for the Visa halftime report.
Saints, who that nation? What's up, baby?
Saints drove 80 yards in a minute and a half, a 27-yard field goal that hit the upright but was good. It's only what the Lions have as well, a field goal that hit the upright. Saints lead it. And today's excitement brought to you by Nissan. Drew Brees, 19 out of 24, and he has the touchdown pass, the only touchdown of this game so far as we get ready for the start of the second half. We know the Saints will get the football first. The Lions defense has played like we thought they would. What about this Lions offense? What do they have to do to get it going against a Saints defense, Rondé, that previously teams have been able to move the ball out?
Well, I think the Saints defense has played much more sound football. You don't see the random coverages where guys end up running wide open. I think this Lions offense has to start opening it up a little bit. The running game is non-existent. They got 16 yards on the ground right now. Neither running back has been able to get into a groove. They're going to have to let Matt Stafford throw this football down the field, do what he does best. They're going to keep pace here with New England, with New Orleans. Sorry.
Yeah, he has Golden Tate, obviously, who he can go to. Meanwhile, Drew Brees, they haven't run the ball like we thought they would with Mark Ingram back in the lineup, but they've done enough what they had to do. He's worked the ball around, something Brees always does and said he would do against this defense.
I think he knows that they're going to have problems running the football with Ndamukong Suh, Nick Fairley, C.J. Mosley, all those big guys up front. So they're letting him throw this ball around the park right now. There's 24 attempts. I think really pale in comparison to the number of rushing attempts that they have right now. I think they've only run the ball 7 times, and that's because they've been so effective or ineffective running the football. They know that that's not the way to get at this Lions defense.
Pierre Thomas has been used quite a bit in the running and receiving game. A turnover for each. The Keenan Lewis interception of a Matthew Stafford pass, and the Saints came in with only 2 takeaways for the entire season. They have one, and then the Kyrie Robinson fumble, his second lost fumble of the season. And the sacks, each quarterback has been sacked once.
I think Junior Gillette, Cam Jordan, Keem Hicks, those guys up front really still trying to figure out each other in this Saints defense. But so far, they've pushed the pocket. They've gotten Matt Stafford on the ground one time already. Give them a lot of credit for whatever they changed during their bye week.
Jimmy Graham, active, you saw, has played but has not caught a pass. Cadet back to receive the kick. No individual runner in this game has more than 10 yards. The longest run we've had is 7 yards. That's how good the defenses have played against the run. Is Sam Martin. It's ready to kick off the second half here with the Saints leading, and they get the football, and they will take it on the 20-yard line where Drew Brees will come out and lead the offense. Let's check in with Jennifer Hale.
Well, Chris, Coach Sean Payton tells me this is the best the Saints defense has played all year, although he admits that's not exactly saying a lot. But nonetheless, he's pleased with the effort he's seen out of his defense so far. Checking in on Jonathan Goodwin's injury, he did not return from the locker room. He was outside of the locker room, however, high-fiving his teammates as they took the field again just a few moments ago. For the Lions, Jim Caldwell says the key to getting their offense going, revving up the ground game. He says that Reggie Bush, although he's fighting through that ankle injury, will be just fine, Chris.
Tim Lolito is in at center. On first down, Pierre Thomas, one of the backs, from the 20. And a handoff to Thomas on a delay, and he gets a first down up across the 31-yard line. Best run of the day, we just mentioned, by either back. And it's interesting that Keenan Lewis interception in the first half was the first time the Saints offense started in the other team's territory this season. And now they go without a huddle. Thomas again, this time brought down right away.
DeAndre Levy, one of the great pure tacklers in football right now. He's double-digit sacks tackles almost every single weekend. Sniffed out that play for a tackle for loss.
Brees, middle of the field, open is Marcus Colston. He's down at the 45 of Detroit. First down for the Saints.
The Saints offense gets into this hurry up. Like I said earlier in the game, expect Marcus Colston to get a lot of reps inside. You see right there, he's matched up on a linebacker and went right over him. Drew Brees, no problems getting the ball over their head for a big completion.
Brees over 200 yards passing. On first down, going deep. Kenny Stills, he has the football. He has a touchdown, Saints.
Who's been doubting Drew Brees' arm strength? They just needed an opportunity. Kenny Stills is that opportunity for this Saints offense. You see he's lined up out here. He gets one-on-one coverage, thirds deep. That little in route or fake to the in route gets Darius Slay to commit 2 steps in there, and he's gone by him. And Drew Brees puts a perfect ball on him for the long, quick strike touchdown for this Saints offense to start the second half.
46 yards. Kenny Stills, somebody who Sean Payton said, we got to get him more involved. We have too many mouths to feed, meaning too many receivers that are capable to get the football to. And they're going to take a closer look. The officials want to make sure all scoring plays at first confirmed, and then if needed, reviewed. That gentleman in the maroon outfit with the official. If he gives it thumbs up, then we're good to go. Otherwise, the home office in New York. And there's the thumbs up. So Terry McCauley says, kick the extra point. This works well, this system. Like we got a fine, smooth running machine here. Graham right down the middle on this one.
Half the Lions spectators are back in their seats, and their team is down 14 already.
Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Buy your next truck, Ford F-150. By Burger King. For a limited time, get 10 chicken nuggets for just $1.49. And by Lowe's. Lowe's, never stop improving.
Checking the shoulder of Pierre Thomas over on the Saints sideline. He missed some practice time this week because of an illness, more flu-like symptoms, but here he's been busy today. He's been out in the field a lot. In fact, Mark Ingram has only run the ball twice. Kyrie Robinson twice. Morstead to kick off. See if Ross has a chance on the return. And he will down at 20-yard line for the Lions offense, trailing by 14. Hope you tune in on Tuesday, the Fall Classic. It's the Giants in Kansas City. It's one of those even years. San Francisco shows up with a World Series title, but the Royals have been an amazing story as a wild card. Both teams wild card, but they haven't lost a game this postseason. Last in home runs during the year. They've used the home run to get to the World Series. Your Game 1 starters, big game, James Shields and Madison Bumgarner, who's been very reliable for San Francisco.
Ready? Please up.
Stafford flips to Reggie Bush, who gets across the 30 for a first down.
We'll see if this Detroit Lions offense starts chasing this game a little bit now, down by 14 points.
That's Broderick Bunkley from the defensive line of the Saints. We will have more from Ford Field in just a moment. Bunkley being tended to over on the Saints sideline. Out on this defensive play, obviously, after the injury. So John Jenkins comes in on the defensive line from the 31. Joyke Bell the back. On first down for Stafford. Bell to carry. Spins out of one tackle. Knocked back at the 35. Jim Caldwell said, and we bring it up again, Rondé, we don't want to get into a high-scoring back-and-forth game with this Saints team. It doesn't play to our advantage. So he's getting the kind of game he wanted. His offense is just going to have to respond. How patient can they be trailing by 14?
We've got to figure if they don't get some points out of these next couple of drives, the way that Drew Brees and that offense is working on the other side, that, yeah, they have to start taking some chances. They have to start putting it on the arm of Matt Stafford. We know that he can do it. I don't know necessarily this offense is built to do it like it has been in the past.
Pass is short. Tackled right away is Golden Tate, his fourth catch of the game. Corey White all over him. It seems like we have not seen Stafford go deep very often in this game. We know he's without Calvin Johnson. And there goes Bunkley to the locker room.
You saw them working on his head and neck area. You got to wonder if they're taking him for the concussion protocol. Doesn't have his helmet, so we'll see if he gets back in this football game.
On 3rd and 2, not a likely down to try and go deep with 3 wide receivers. And Bell the back.
Hey, let's go Oklahoma! Hey!
3rd in Oklahoma, not in Omaha.
Ready? Lady! Please out!
Hand off Bell, got the first down.
Good job there by Matt Stafford. That was obviously going to be a running play. Made that check. Brandon Pettigrew scooted in just to get another guy into the blocking formation. Check to that run and got exactly what they're looking for and got a first down.
Reggie Bush, the leading receiver in number of catches with 5 for this Lions team today.
Ready.
On first down, Bell the carry. And maybe a yard if that.
Big time play there by Cam Jordan.
Now Kenny Stills headed to the locker room. He had the touchdown catch of 46 yards.
He had some injuries building up. Jonathan Goodwin, who we mentioned earlier, is out for the game. Bunkley in the locker room. Kenny Stills didn't look like he was injured going to the locker room. Pierre Thomas we saw getting worked on the sideline. See how those injuries affect this game. Continue here.
Yeah, hey, let's go, Beaver! Beaver! We're good! Attack 57, ready! We're waiting!
Four-man rush. Stafford underneath. It's caught short of the 50 by Tate, but Saints, Curtis Lofton, they've been doing an excellent job of tackling the receivers right away. Very little run after the catch.
I keep mentioning it. The secondary looks completely different. And, you know, watch this picture right here. All these guys standing up at the line of scrimmage, and Matt Stafford trying to get into the right check. You know, Joe Lombardi told us yesterday that they do so much on defense. You got to call plays that you're comfortable with, that you know you're sound in protection with. They were good on that when Matt Stafford got the right call out there.
Hey, tag 50, tag 50. Go get him. You ready? Lady.
On 3rd and 7. Nice catch by Tate. He had to adjust. And has the grab for the first down in Saints territory, a gain of 19.
Man, good coverage there by Corey White, but look at Matt Stafford just trust his receiver, his now #1 receiver with Calvin out on this back shoulder throw, and Golden Tate, who's been the most exciting player on the field for Detroit today, goes up and makes a nice behind the catch on the ball that's thrown a little bit behind him.
Tate into the slot, left part of your screen, left of the quarterback here from the 37 of New Orleans.
Ready. Waiting.
Time for Stafford underneath to Pettigrew, who gets a first down to the 20.
Definitely getting into a little bit of rhythm here with this Lions offense. Stafford looks comfortable in the pocket right now. He's patient, not trying to force the ball down the field. He had a runner there on the deep post and Jeremy Ross, but he went right to the flat to Brandon Pettigrew, got the sure yardage and moved the chains again.
8:20 and counting in the 3rd quarter.
10:57.
On first down.
Waiting.
Down at the 19, or excuse me, the 14, just inside the 15-yard line. It'll bring up second down.
This offense gets into this shotgun formation. You get the running back set off. You can run out of that. You can play action out of that. They look much more comfortable running this type of offense than the 2 tight ends, 12 personnel, whatever you want to call it, that they started out the game with.
Stafford's been comfortable on this drive. You saw he's hit 6 out of 6. The pitch to Joyce Bell. He has blockers in front of him. He's hit hard around the 2-yard line by Curtis Lofton.
Curtis Lofton did a good job stopping that touchdown, because as this play starts, you see both pullers guard tackle there to the side of the play, pull out and get in front, and Joyce Bell looks like he's going to just walk into the end zone, but man, look at that hit by Curtis Lofton, getting under Joyce Bell and stopping him before he gets into the end zone.
A gain of 11. It's 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Extra lineman in for Detroit. Joyce Bell the carry. Carlson kept him out of the end zone.
I think it's really important here, Chris, for this Lions offense to score a touchdown here. Inside the 2-yard line. You know what Drew Brees just did down the field. Got to get 7 points out of this.
Joe Lombardi, offensive coordinator for the Lions, who spent time with the Saints 7 years, hugged by a lot of people prior to the game. Bell the carry. And Bell, the touchdown.
There you go. Good drive by Matt Stafford. This offense did it on his arm, used his arm a lot in this drive, but good football teams run the ball in the red zone. Been struggling with it all day, but when it matters, Joique Bell's able to push it in there for the touchdown. Get them within 8 points, assuming this field goal is made. 7 points of the New Orleans Saints here.
Yeah, you mean the extra point. It's 2.5 yards a carry is what the Lions average on the ground today. And with Prater's extra point, nothing to give it here.
Not today.
After what we have seen, but it is a 17-10 game. Joique Bell against the team that wouldn't give him a chance in his eyes in the end zone.
This game is sponsored by Verizon. More live games than ever before with NFL Mobile.
Joique Bell, that's across the state on Lake Michigan. He did go to college here in Detroit at Wayne State. And again, had a shot with the Saints, but never made the roster. And has found a home with the Lions.
Sean Payton said it wasn't that he wasn't a good player. It's just that he was factor of the depth at running back on the Saints roster at the time.
Cadet will watch it sail. Saints from the 20-yard line. New Orleans has led all the way, and they have a 7-point lead. But Joique Bell and the Lions have cut into it. Jimmy Graham active today, but not a factor. Has not been targeted, dealing with that shoulder injury. Glenn Foster on the defensive line taken away in a cart. Roderick Bunkley, concussion protocol, is in the locker room. And Tim Bolito is in at center for starter Jonathan Goodwin, who is out for the rest of this game. On first down, it's Mark Ingram with a quality gain up to the 25. New this season, stream live local Sunday afternoon games right on your smartphone with NFL Mobile. You know, Drew Brees, 4-0 in his career as a Saint against the Lions, and he's put up incredible numbers. And his team has averaged better than 40 points in every game, including a playoff game. And hoping to get more. Pierre Thomas is back in. The quick pitch. Maybe to the line of scrimmage. Darius Slay from his corner spot ran him out.
Now this Detroit Lions defense, Chris, I think needs to step up and make some plays. We talked about them having the #1 rankings in total yards versus the pass, second versus the run. But on a 3rd and 5 here, they need to step up and make a play. This Saints offense is the first really good offense they've faced in a couple of weeks. They need to let their presence be felt today.
Third and 5, wide open for the first down. Thomas to the 40-yard line. And he looks like he's in pain. Remember, they were checking his shoulder earlier. And there's a flag down.
That's number 12. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
We joined that a bit late. Marcus Colston called for offensive pass interference, so that'll negate the gain. But we're worried about the health of Pierre Thomas at the moment.
Clover Quinn playing off the hash here. You know that you see that pick, the guy on the ground, but Clover Quinn delivered a legal hit right to Pierre Thomas's shoulder, and you know that he was dealing with that right after the start of the half, and it looks like he's still feeling it.
He's over on the sideline. Zach Streif left injured. Bryce Harrison at right tackle on 3rd and 15 after the penalty. Brees hit and incomplete.
There you go. We asked that Detroit Lions defense to step up, and George Johnson, who's had a monster year, came in leading them in sacks. See him and Ziggy Ansah on the other side both get to the quarterback at the same time and affect a bad throw by Drew Brees and get them off the field on 3rd and long.
Lions coming off an 8-sack game. Johnson, one of the reserves, a non-starter with 4. And Brees hit hard on that play. Morstead, it's a punt from his 1-yard line. Ross, fair catch. Inside the 40 of the Lions. The last time Detroit had the football, they marched all the way in for a touchdown. Here in Detroit, Pierre Thomas shaken up in that last series, headed to the locker room. Look at the injuries today for the Saints. We just saw Kenny Stills run back out from the locker room. The Saints now on defense, trying to protect a 7-point lead. Bell doesn't hold on. Reggie Bush has been in and out of the lineup today with that coming off the ankle injury that kept him out last week.
His ankles are troublesome, pains in the butt, really. Twist them and get back, and it takes one little nick and you're right back where you started.
Lions showed great patience on the last drive to reach the end zone. 4 wide receivers now for Matthew Stafford.
Tack 50. Yeah, 50. Ready. 80.
From the 38, Bell. Oh, he made that all the way up near the first down marker. Looked like he'd get knocked out right away. Bunkley is on the move. Let's go to Joel Klatt.
All right, Chris, let's head down to St. Louis. Russell Wilson finds some green grass, or turf in this case, and he takes it in, and St. Louis is on the move back in this ball game. Remember, St. Louis held a 14-point lead over San Francisco and 21-point lead over the Cowboys earlier in the year. Chris, Ronde, and Jen.
Thank you. Russell Wilson on the ground in the end zone, but that NFC West is the Cardinals playing in Oakland later today. They're the story this year. In Arizona, the 4-1 Cardinals. On 3rd and 4. Pass incomplete. It was behind Reggie Bush, but catchable.
Still a bad throw, bad delivery by Matt Stafford. Reggie Bush was wide open there in the flat. Nobody affected him. He's clean in the pocket. The ball just comes out way behind Reggie. Could have got his hands on it. Probably should have made the catch. The easy first down opportunity, and they failed on it.
So it puts them into a situation where Brandon Cooks will wait for the punt. Unless they decide a fake, not in Jim Caldwell's nature. Sam Martin moves it away. Driving this kick. Well, let's see. Touchback. Did that hit the official or the pylon? Now, if it hit the official and he's standing there.
Yeah, that ball definitely didn't cross that pylon. I think it hit him.
Ball's out of bounds at the 1-yard line. First down.
But it did hit the.
It hit him, but it was out of bounds when it hit him. I know he was standing behind the pylon, but
so it's not a touchback.
Kick. Yeah, great kick there.
That's what the fans were hollering about here. At first, it looked like, I don't know if he was protecting himself or ruling it a touchback. But it'll be spotted at the 1-yard line. And this is where the Lions defense could change things dramatically.
The crowd needs to get into it here. Backed up. Crowd can affect the game right now.
Marcus Colston is alone, has a first down, and gets the Saints out of trouble up near the 20-yard line.
That's a huge play there by the Saints and Drew Brees. And again, Cassius Vaughn was on single coverage on Marcus Colson there. He gets completely lost in this play fake, and he's wide open. You see Cassius Vaughn trying to recover there. Marcus Colson's wide open in the flat and gets them out of that backed up situation.
A gain of 19. Sean Payton dialing it up. Knew where he wanted to go, and Brees got him there.
Rico.
Mark Ingram. Ziggy Ansah, who we haven't mentioned a lot today.
Saints keep trying to run these stretch runs to the outside, and Ziggy Ansah, James Jones, obviously those two guys in the middle, they're just too fast to the edge. They're too big. They're dominating the point of attack, making it bounce. There's just too much speed on this Lions defense to get that ball around the corner.
The running game barely existed. That was a loss of 4. Brees has it, backpedaling, throws. There's a flag down. Kenny Stills down at the 30 with the catch. Now Stills is slow to get up.
Holding, defense number 31. Penalties decline. First down.
The call on Rasheed Mathis. Kenny Stills making sure he's okay. Remember, he had the touchdown catch. He had only one catch over 20 yards this year prior to the 46-yard touchdown catch. That was a 46-yarder against Dallas, and he's heading to the sideline here. But it is a first down for the Saints right at the 30.
Kenny Stills is a big part of this offense because he's the one guy that has real deep speed, but just takes an awkward hit here, awkward tackle as he goes to the ground.
The Saints offense came in averaging 26 points a game, and the Lions defense were giving up under 14 a game, which was number 1 in the NFL. A delay handoff. Mark Ingram gets back across the 30. DeAndre Levy brought him down, and look at this, some extra like to hear Whitehead. Here comes a flag. And they're still reaching and grabbing. Sean Payton in there talking to some of the Lions players.
Well, this game's been chippy all day from the opening whistle. Both teams talked about how they wanted to make this a physical game, but the emotions are running really high right now, and both teams are.
Over Quinn.
After the play, personal foul and necessary roughness. Defense number 59. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That is on Tahir Whitehead, who, of course, playing for the injured Stephen Tulloch.
Just can't let these type of plays affect your defense, your team. I know Mark Ingram's standing over him. He's trying to get up, and it's easily avoidable, right? There's no reason, and they'll boo about this. That could have been taunting. That's just unnecessary.
Moves the ball up to the 46 of New Orleans. 6 penalties on the Lions, 8 on the Saints in this game. Cadet checks in. Brees fires on target. Inside the 45 of the Lions is Brandon Cooks. And Drew Brees going over 300 yards passing. He has now 82 career 300-yard games. Only Peyton Manning has more at 86.
149.
Ingram with trouble, and that Lions defense led by Levy brings up a third down as the third quarter is winding down.
They just populated the line of scrimmage there with players. DeAndre Levy on a run blitz just nailed him in the backfield.
Ingram with 6 carries for -3 yards and his return to action. 3rd and 4. Brees, middle of the field is Marcus Colston again. The way that he and Brees have connected over the years, you think that he would be one of the #1 guys you would cover. But he is having quite a game against this Lions defense. And at the end of 3 quarters, the Saints lead by 7 and are on the move on Fox. Drew Brees, 325 yards passing and a couple of touchdowns. For Marcus Colston, his 27 100-yard receiving game. 6 catches for him, and that was a big one. Now at the 25. Sue looking on, and Payton hoping for some more points. The pitch to Mark Ingram, and back to Kenny Stills on a reverse. The receiver out of bounds. Here comes a flag. He got inside the 25. A lot going on for very little.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, illegal blindside hit, offense number 68, 15-yard penalty, first down.
That's on the backup center, Tim Lolito.
On the left of your screen, you'll see it right here. Tim Lolito just takes an illegal now block on DeAndre Levy. Just can't do that. It was really an unnecessary block. Kenny Stills was past that defender anyways. Talk about the physical nature. It's just another dumb penalty that's happened in this game.
That's 9 over 100 yards of penalties against the New Orleans Saints, and they're one of the fewer penalized teams in the league. Back to the 40. Brees short to Ingram. Gets down around the 31, 30-yard line. We're in the 4th quarter, and the Saints have led from the beginning. It was in a scoreless first quarter. Austin Johnson, the fullback, with his first career touchdown. A catch from Brees. Bell scoring on the ground for the Lions. Kenny Stills, a long touchdown grab from Brees, and field goals that have hit the upright but gone through. Only 1 sack for the Lion defense today against Drew Brees. Batted incomplete. For a guy who's barely 6 feet, Brees, you wonder why that doesn't happen more often.
Drew Brees is probably the best I've ever seen finding those windows. Whether he's moving his feet to find a window or whether he just changed the delivery of the angle, but Ndamukong Suh looking up for that ball like it's popped up in the air, does a great job knowing he's not going to get there, still effective to throw.
3rd down, 15.
Marcus Colston's in the slot right here. We've seen him targeted the last couple 3rd downs.
Pressure on Brees. He avoids the rush and floats one down the sideline, and incomplete for Jimmy Graham, who still has not caught a ball today in limited play. Hanson put the pressure on.
Jimmy Graham in the slot there, and he ends up matched up one-on-one on Rasheem Mathis, and that ball was not going to be catchable. Good coverage there.
Shane Graham. This will be 48 yards. Spotted in between the 47 and 48. And this one is good. He's 9 out of 10. The Saints have widened their lead to 10 here in the 4th quarter.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Domino's. Oh, yes, we did. By DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. And by Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly.
With Rondé Barber, Chris Myers here at Ford Field, and Ndamukong Suh and the Lion defense sweating it out against Drew Brees and the Saints. Brees has hit 9 different receivers this afternoon, none of them named Jimmy Graham. From the 20-yard line, the Lions will take over, trailing 20-10 with 13.5 minutes in the fourth quarter. Next week, a special edition of Fox NFL Sunday. You'll see these Lions take on the Falcons. It'll be live from London, a special time. Wake up to Wembley at a special time of 9 Eastern. That's on Fox, streaming live on Fox Sports Go, and they will head out Monday night overseas, and already some of their bags are packed, but they have some work to do here, at least over the last 13.5 minutes. Bell with the carry. This Lion offense doesn't even have 200 total yards against the Saints defense. This might be one of the better defensive efforts from the Saints we've seen all year.
This Lions offense came in only ranked 23rd in total yards. I know they're struggling to adjust a little bit to Joe Lombardi, offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi's new system. They're going to have to start opening it up here. This offense can't just sit here in neutral all day long and expect to compete with Drew Brees and that offense on the other side of the ball.
Good way to describe it. It's felt like it's been in neutral in the Motor City. Pressure coming. Stafford goes down on a corner blitz from Corey White. Let's get a game break. Check in with Kurt Menefee.
Well, the Seattle Seahawks were down 21-3 at one point to St. Louis, but here they come back. Russell Wilson to Cooper Helford, his first NFL touchdown. They don't get the two-point conversion, but they're within 2 points on the scoreboard. Chris and Rondé.
Come back on the way for the Seahawks in the NFC West. Cardinals playing later this afternoon. Some of you will see that on Fox. What a great year Arizona's having. Seahawks are struggling. Stafford, middle of the field. On target for Tate. He has the most third down catches in the NFL, and that one got him a first down.
Good job here by Matt Stafford. New Orleans gets in a too deep high, but they're playing man underneath down here. And you'll see Golden Tate. We've seen it all year long, him being able to separate from defenders. He does it right there. There's a big void in there with all those defensive backs, guys' backs turned to the quarterback. And nice execution there to get that big first down.
From the 33, Bell on a delay. And Joint Bell up near the 43. He's the only runner in this game that has double-digit carries.
Definitely settled into a passing game on both sides of the ball with the ineffectiveness to run the ball.
13 carries for Bell. He does have the touchdown run.
Hey, you know the big. Tack 50, tack 50. Tack 50. Ready. 280. Legs out.
On first down, blitz coming. Pass incomplete. Looked like Jeremy Ross had his hands on it enough to catch it, but Keenan Lewis was right there with him.
The most consistent defensive back on New Orleans this year. It's another big, nice play by him. New Orleans doing a lot of creative things at the line of scrimmage there. Again, had all 4 guys that normally have their hands in the ground standing up, trying to confuse the look on offense. They did a good job there.
Hey, tack 57. Hey! Go here! Hey, go here! Tack 57, ready! 280! Legs out!
Pressure coming again. The screen won't happen because Bell couldn't hang on. The pass was kind of floated in that direction.
That's a shame that didn't get completed because he had plenty of guys out front and they had committed so many guys to the blitz. He would have been running for a while.
Now, we haven't seen Golden Tate has 8 catches. Again, there's no Eric Ebron, the rookie tight end, or Calvin Johnson. But Corey Fuller, who's thought of as a speed guy for the Lions, we have not seen him involved or catch a pass. Reggie Bush has 5 catches, but not a lot downfield for the Lions.
Hey, lucky, ready!
All standing up at the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd and 10. Stafford rushed but completes it. There's Tate. Short. Even though he's in the Saints territory. There's a flag down back where Stafford is
Personal
standing.
foul, roughing the passer, defense number 94. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
The 10th penalty on the New Orleans Saints, and that was a big one. They had them stop there on third down. You see Cam Jordan at the top of your screen, avoids that running back, but the ball's out, takes too many steps to get to Matt Stafford. It's an easy penalty. They're going to call that every time. I know Sean Payton is upset. It's the nature of the beast now in the NFL. You could not hit a quarterback.
I mean, penalties, it would have been fourth down for the Lions. And instead, it's first down at the Saints 34. Just over 10 minutes to play. A big penalty.
Lady! Hey, 1093! 1057! Ready? 1-2! Lady! Listen!
Stafford for Fuller.
Asking you shall receive. There you go, Chris. Corey Fuller hadn't called his name all day. Matt Stafford stays in the pocket here. It throws a strike here in the middle of this zone. You see him go behind the corner in front of the safety. That was a bullet to get that ball into Corey Fuller. Nice catch, concentration by the young receiver.
An 18-yard gain. Stafford nearing the 200-yard passing mark as Joe Lombardi is the grandson of the great Vince Lombardi. Dialing up the plays for Stafford. Bell will be second down. Check in with Jennifer Hale.
Well, Chris, the injuries are mounting for the Saints defense. Defensive end Glenn Foster is out with that leg injury, and nose tackle Broderick Bunkley has failed his concussion test. Now, he argued vehemently about going back into the locker room to take the test in the first place, and he's still been pleading his case since he returned to the sideline, even though it's a moot point. You know, with 8 former Saints players, coaches, or staff members on this Lions sideline, these Saints players came to attack today, Chris.
Bell is one of those, as we had mentioned, on second down. Inside the 15, trailing by 10. Stafford's pass was intercepted. In and out of the hands of the Lions receiver, and Kenny Vaccaro takes it all the way back near midfield.
Well, he went to his backup tight end. There's only one, Jordan Thompson, in the game. Obviously hasn't been used to catching many footballs. You see him up here in the slot, wide open. Nice delivery. Doesn't secure the catch. Easy interception for Kenny Vaccaro. That is a drive killer.
The Saints with their second interception of the day. Matthew Stafford throwing the interception. The Saints had only 2 takeaways coming into this game, and they have 2 today. And Stafford had lowered his interception rate by about a third. But 2 picks, that went off the hands of the reserve tight end, and Vaccaro runs it back to midfield, and now it's Kyrie Robinson. All the way inside the 35 before he's thrown out of bounds by Glenn.
I got to tell you, Chris, arguably the most important drive of the day there for Detroit. Going in, trying to make this game a one possession game, and you're throwing it to a guy who hadn't caught a pass all season. Understandable why Matt Stafford is so upset. The ball hit him square in the hands. You just got to come down with it.
A questionable call. Jordan Thompson up from the practice squad because of the injuries to Ebron and Fourier. They worked out Kellen Davis at tight end this week. But it may have cost the Lions the game. Off the hands of Thompson and into those of Vaccaro. On first down, Mark Ingram. And he gets all the way inside the 20, his best run of the day. Sean Payton said we're running the ball better this year than we did last year.
They are, because they're committed to running the football. Now, you have Drew Brees over there. You're obviously going to skew towards throwing the ball more often. But the way Mark Ingram started this year running the football, knowing that they have the ability to do it is a huge comfort if you're a New Orleans Saints fan. They are a better football team, Chris, when they have balance. And that you can go look at the records, you look at the stats. When they're balanced out on offense, they are a much, much better football team.
To the 18 after running the ball and working the clock. Here comes a flag. We have
Gang, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Interceptions like that, Chris, change of possession, a sudden change. situations can completely demoralize a football team. And I think it's on these Detroit Lions, especially these guys on defense, to step it up. Take it as a challenge right now and hold this game close, because if they give up a touchdown here, you got to figure it's all but over.
A valid point, a field goal, and you're still just 2 scores from winning it if you're the Lions. Mark Ingram shoved back around the 24 by Ndamukong Suh. And Marcus Colston, the wily veteran, that's had a big day for Drew Brees and the Saints. Whatever they needed, that first down catch, they got it to him, and somehow he was open.
He hasn't been the guy for them this year, but mentioned him numerous times today, getting him matched up in favorable situations on Cassius Vaughn a couple of times over top of linebackers on crucial third downs. He's been the X factor today for these New Orleans Saints.
And important with Jimmy Graham limited because of the shoulder injury, active but only targeted once. 2nd and 15, inside handoff to Austin Johnson, the fullback, who gets it inside the 20. It'll bring up 3rd down, and we'll be under 6 minutes here in just a moment. Saints came in 2-3, needed the bye week in their eyes to reorganize, simplify the defense, and spread the ball around on offense. Here comes Graham.
You've been putting it on your defense the entire year. If you're Detroit, you're looking at 3rd and 10 right now. They need a stop, a big stop here. Hold New Orleans to a field goal attempt. Otherwise, with 6 minutes and counting, underneath 6 minutes, this game is going to get out of reach, I think.
Cadet, the running back. Brees has to just get rid of it. He's pointing out as if there's holding here. The pass is ruled incomplete. Brees threw it down into the turf when he thought there was some holding going on. That could be grounding.
Pass is ruled incomplete. 4th down.
There we go. Thank you, Terry McCauley, for clarifying. Graham to try another field goal. This one will be 36 yards. He's made from 27 and 48. Hit an upright, but it bounced through. To give the Saints a 13-point lead with under 5.5 to play. There's a flag down. The kick is good.
Running in the kicker, defense number 26. Penalties decline. Points are good. Field goal's good. Timeout.
Don Carey, and the penalty would not have been enough to give the Saints the first down, so they'll take the 3. The New Orleans defense off the interception turned this game around. The Lions trailing by 13.
Today's game is sponsored by Visa Checkout, the easier way to pay online.
Tuesday at Fox, the Fall Classic. It's a World Series match with a couple of wild card teams, the San Francisco Giants and the Kansas City Royals. The Royals haven't lost in this postseason. Coverage Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern on Fox, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. And a shout out to Fox 2 in Detroit, Dan Miller and the gang, and Fox 8 in New Orleans, and Michael Schaefer and the folks down there covering broadcasting the World Series on Fox for you as they are this game. Orsted drives it to Ross, who has a chance to bring it out. Here comes a flag as he gets across the 23-yard line.
During return, holding, receiving team number 49. 10-yard penalty, 1st down, timeout.
That'll back the Lions up even more. Stafford needs a couple of touchdowns. Saints lead by 13. Broderick Bunkley of the Saints wanting back in, but did not pass the concussion protocol.
And this is, obviously they're doing it to benefit him and safety of him. He didn't pass the protocol, so you can't come back in the game no matter what you say. I mean, there was times in the past where you get beat up, you just dealt with it and came back in. It's no longer the case.
From the 10-yard line, Stafford with room to run if he wants it. He's throwing deep down the sideline and out of bounds in the area of Golden Tate. Matthew Stafford is looking for his 13th career game-winning drive or two. He's going to need a couple of scores with just over 5 minutes and all 3 timeouts. And there is Bunkley, who you can't talk your way back anymore after a concussion.
No,
the league has made sure of that.
No, you used to could hide it a little bit, say it was a shoulder injury or whatnot, but as soon as they take you in and you don't pass the necessary test, then you are done for the day. And you can see he's visibly upset with this, probably for his own good again.
So John Jenkins is playing up front with Cam Jordan and Akeem Hicks. This Saints defense has been stellar today. Stafford in the pocket, spinning around. Here comes a flag. He's going to go down. Harris Harrelson eventually brought him down.
Holding, offense number 75. Penalties decline. 3rd down.
You know, we heard Joe Lombardi, who spent time in New Orleans, say 85% of this Lions offense, at least in the passing game, was what he brought from New Orleans. But we haven't seen it today. It has not been effective today. I know they don't have Calvin Johnson.
It's been mostly ball control. They haven't really taken many shots. I know Calvin Johnson being out can't be an excuse, but it's been a struggle.
Pass is caught. Corey Fuller digs him out of a hole and has a 1st down.
And he's a guy that we've been talking about should have been targeted a little bit more. He has the long speed, the deep speed. You can take the top off your defense, but that's only his 2nd target of the day, but it was a huge 3rd down conversion there for him. Got to get in this 2-minute offense. Got to score 2 touchdowns, never run out of time.
Gaining 21, pass floated for Fuller and knocked away at the last moment. If there was something on that from Stafford, he might have scored, but Raphael Bush had time to get over there.
Matt Stafford took a lot of heat right there. Corey White came in on a blitz, and this ball's like a punt. You almost think Corey Fuller could have come back to this ball and not made that a contested catch at all. And you're right, if he would have made that, he's turning around and basically jogging into the end zone. Raphael Bush was the last line of defense there.
Lions came in tied with the Packers. Green Bay is winning 38-10 in the 4th quarter at home against Carolina.
False start, offense number 87. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Brandon Pettigrew, the 8th penalty on the Lions. The Saints, 11 penalties, over 130 penalty yards, and yet they're leading 23-10. Golden Tate, 9 catches, leading all receivers in the game.
Push.
Juggled but caught for very little gain by Pettigrew. Let's check in with Joel Klatt. Joel?
Chris, a great one in St. Louis. Russell Wilson single-handedly bringing his team back in this ball game. Pulls within 2. It's 28-26. Just over 3 minutes to go. Chris, Rondé, and Jen.
Thanks, Joe. What an exciting game as quickly Stafford throwing, and the pass is caught. Golden Tate has a 1st down. Golden Tate is down the sideline. Golden Tate has a Lions touchdown.
We're coming out of a game break, and we missed the biggest play of the game for Detroit. But who else is going to make it than Golden Tate?
73 yards out of a Seattle game break, and the former Seahawk has put the Lions right back in it.
Golden Tate here in the slots where he does all of his damage, just working in the zone, and not much there. Just a catch, and it outruns the entire Saints secondary. What a huge play when they needed it.
A backbreaker for the Saints defense. Only 3 extra points have been missed this season. Shane Graham, one of those on the other side, as Prater kicks this through. It's now a 6-point game with just over 3.5 to go. And Golden Tate with 10 catches and over 150 yards.
See Corey White right here just in the zone. Needs to get under it. Just outruns it. He had his eyes in the backfield the entire time. And Golden Tate, we know how sure-handed he is, but he shows a burst of speed there. Gets past everybody. Golden Tate, now I tell you, there probably is not a more valuable free agent in football than what this guy is to the Detroit Lions.
And disappointed about what happened to Notre Dame on Saturday night against Florida State, with the former Fighting Irish star takes it all the way in. And they talk about his catching radius all the time. We saw that where that initiated, how he could snare anything for a guy who's barely 5'10", and then the run afterwards.
He's exciting. That's why his yards after catch are so high.
Lions have all 3 of their timeouts, so no need for any onside trickery here. And I bring that up only because remember the Super Bowl when the Saints beat Jim Caldwell and the Colts, coming out at the half. A gutsy call by Sean Payton, an onside kick that turned that game around and allowed the Saints to win it.
You definitely kick this deep. You let your defense, the strength of your football team, get a stop here, use your timeouts, and then go down with a chance to win it late in the football game.
They didn't really have anybody deep. They had the hands people up anyway, just to be sure. Tonight on Fox Sports Live, Carissa Thompson in Dallas for an exclusive chat with the star of the Giants-Cowboys showdown. What a story the Cowboys have been, and DeMarco Murray. Plus, a look at Game 1 of the World Series coming up Tuesday on Fox. But Fox Sports Live, tonight 11 Eastern on Fox Sports 1, streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
You know what, Chris? After that interception by New Orleans, the rundown, there was a good chunk of this crowd that got up and started to leave. They don't know what they're missing as they're getting in a car riding home. It's a 6-point game, and their defense has an opportunity to get a stop here, give them a chance to win it at the end.
On first down, Brees in trouble and has to get rid of it. Darryl Tapp came in on him.
Smart play by Darryl Tapp, not falling for that fake to the outside. We know that New Orleans is not going to sit back and try to run the football, eat the clock. They're an aggressive team. Indiscriminate play calling. You never know what's coming. See what they come up with here and see if they can get out of this backed up situation.
And a smart play by Brees, who refuses to take a sack if he can help it. Mark Ingram. Here comes a flag. He stopped at the 24.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Defense number 52. 5-yard penalty added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
That call on Darryl Tapp, and the penalties today, not just the numbers, it's when they've happened that have hurt.
Darryl Tapp down here at the bottom of your screen, just hands off the shoulder pad into his face mask. Doesn't look like much. They're going to call it.
3.5 minutes to play. Each team with 3 timeouts. Saints by 6 on first down. Mark Ingram to carry and slips on a 1 tackle, but stuffed at the 29. Ashley Palmer in there from his linebacker spot. And we have a timeout. The Detroit Lions use one of their 3. They will have 2 remaining. The Lions came in with the #1 defense. The Saints, one of the better offenses in the NFL, but trying to get to 500 coming off the bye week. And I guess if you're the Lions, this is where you want it at the moment. Your defense has to make the play to give your offense a chance to pull this out late.
We came into this game not talking about an explosive Lions offense. They haven't done much today, haven't done much this year. It's the defense that has been winning football games for them. And in this situation, it's 2nd and long. They got to get a stop here. Force a 3rd and long for this Saints offense and give them a chance to get off the field while you got plenty of time on the clock to give to Matt Stafford to go back and try to get a win.
Drew Brees for Colston, and incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 9. Colston has been his go-to guy today.
He has been. James Ahedebou's had one heck of a game today. He had an early sack. He had a couple of big tackles, pass breakup. None bigger than that one. Talk, this defense needed a stop. They get an opportunity now, 3rd and long, to get a stop, get the ball back to their offense.
Brees intercepted. A takeaway. It's Glover Quinn. Glover says, call me Glover. The glove if I get an interception. And he runs it back inside the 15 of New Orleans.
I'll tell you what, Chris. Credit George Johnson over here at right at defensive end. Creating this pressure. We know that Drew Brees will not take sacks, tries to force this ball, and you saw Glover Quinn reading his eyes the whole way. Look at that. Reading his eyes the whole way, waiting for this ball to come out. What a huge play for this Lions defense.
A 23-yard return, and Quinn said, I watch the eyes of Drew Brees. Never mind who or where he's throwing to. His eyes will dictate it. He often manipulates the defense, looking people off. And now, a go-ahead touchdown within reach for Stafford and Joyce Bell.
You have to score a touchdown here if you're Detroit, yes, but you also have to be cognizant of that clock. Under 3 minutes, you don't want to give the ball back here to the Saints. Try to get as much of this time off the clock as you go in here to score this touchdown.
Second turnover of the game. Remember the lost fumble by Kyrie Robinson, the first interception Brees has thrown today with his 2 touchdown passes. Bell the carry. And it'll be 3rd down. Clock continuing to run, except the timeout used by New Orleans. Their first.
That's another example. We talked about at the half how Sean Payton likes to keep his time available for those 2-minute situations. Take a time out here. You know that Detroit is trying to eat some of this clock. Make the 2-minute warning your friend.
And you pointed out Keenan Lewis, who has an interception today, their best cover guy's not on the field. He's been bothered by injury. See if Matthew Stafford will take advantage.
I think this is 4-down territory too, Chris. Obviously it's 4-down territory. They got to score a touchdown. You don't want to try to put your defense out there to get another stop under 2 minutes.
It's 3rd down and 5. Reggie Bush checks in. Golden Tate has been the go-to guy for Stafford. He looks that way, middle of the field, and off the hands of Corey Fuller, who was open. Would have had a first down, might have had a touchdown.
Had his guy looked at that bunch formation on the left side of the field, had Reggie Bush out there, but decided to go back to Corey Fuller and just didn't deliver a good ball.
We welcome a new audience tuning in on 4th down and 5. The Saints have led much of the way. Brees intercepted moments ago, and now 4th and 5 for the Lions, trailing by 6.
You got to imagine they're going to try to get the ball to Golden Tate. He's sitting right there in the slot. Most reliable guy all day.
Stafford in the pocket throws, and it looked like the receiver was hit, and he was! Reggie Bush interfered with, and there are flags. The former Saint.
Pass interference, defense number 25, automatic first down.
And Raphael Bush was there just a tad too early on this option route. You see him react to Reggie Bush coming out, but he definitely affected Reggie trying to get his hands up to catch that. I know it's bang bang. As a defensive player, it's almost sacrilege that I'm agreeing with it, but he definitely affected Reggie's ability to catch that football.
On a 4th down play, it's now 1st and goal from the 6. 2:17 remaining. Bell the back. Bell the carry. And once he got to the 5, the Saints were ready and shoved him back. There has not been a lot of success on the ground today for either team. Jimmy Graham active but does not have a catch. Calvin Johnson inactive, again for those of you tuning in just a little bit late. We have reached the 2-minute warning. The Saints lead by 6, but the Lions are knocking on the door. We welcome those of you that watched Atlanta lose in Baltimore. And the Rams upset Seattle. Rondé Barber, Chris Myers with 2 minutes to go. 2nd and goal. The Lions trailing the Saints by 6. Joyce Bell the carry. You saw Drew Brees looking on. He has 2 touchdown passes. The Saints will use a timeout. Brees is wondering if he'll have to rally his team or if Matthew Stafford can pull off his 13th career game-winning drive.
You guys just joined us from other games, but Saints have been dominating this game all day. They had some big plays in the offense. Marcus Colson was effective. Golden Tate, though, has been golden like he's been all year for the Detroit Lions. A huge play to get them back in the game. And then Glover Quinn with an enormous interception just a few minutes to go to get Detroit knocking on the door, getting ready to go in for a winning score.
But 3rd and goal from the 5. On a 4th down, they needed a penalty to get 4 new downs. Stafford fires, end zone open, feet down. Corey Fuller, touchdown.
Great throw and catch there, Matt Stafford. Corey Fuller has really affected this game here in the 4th quarter. He hadn't mentioned his name. See him up top, man-to-man coverage on the rookie Stanley Jean-Baptiste. Somebody messed up in the secondary. That's not a surprise, but look at him get his feet down. Great catch.
Fuller is 6'2" and needed all of that. Had a drop earlier in this quarter that might have set up a key 1st down, but has a big catch as they go for the extra point. Matt Prater. And that will give the Lions their first lead of this game. Corey Fuller, backup receiver, without Calvin Johnson, making a clutch catch with under 2 minutes to play.
He had the drop. 3rd down, it probably would have been a touchdown earlier, but look at him climb that ladder. The wherewithal of a young guy to get his feet down, look at the ground, get his feet down. What a big play.
But with a 1-point game and Drew Brees and Sean Payton on the other sideline, it's a little early to be celebrating.
Way early to celebrate. We knew that Detroit was going to try to milk some of that clock. But again, this team has been dominant this year, 4-2 this year because of the play of their defense. And if you're a defensive player on Detroit, you want this game to come down to this situation. With you on the field and a chance to win it, we're going to find out if they can do just that against Drew Brees, who's thrown for over 330 yards today.
And Drew Brees, right before the half, marched his team downfield in a short amount of time to get 3. Shane Graham with 3 field goals today. He's 3 out of 3. Those are some of the numbers that summarize what has been a wild game. The Lions come in 4-2. The Saints off the bye week at 2-3. And you've all heard about the road woes. Sean Payton said, I hope we win on the road just so people will stop bringing it up. 6 straight regular season losses on the road. And trailing here with 1 timeout. Saints will start at the 20. Week 7 continues later today on Fox. And for some of you over on CBS. Tonight, Sunday Night Football on NBC. And Monday Night Football tomorrow on ESPN. Well, it's the #1 defense in the NFL. It's been 50 years since the Lions at this point of the season have had a defense ranked in that position, and they're on the spot against one of the game's best quarterbacks.
Let the crowd breathe here. They're going to need them here in these last minute and 48 seconds. You're going to get a win here at home at Ford Field.
From the 20. Time for Brees. He just has to get rid of it. There was nobody open. It'll be 2nd down 10. Drew Brees looking for his 36th career game-winning drive. Among the all-time best in that category. Had won this year that game against Tampa Bay in the game before the bye week, as Graham prepares for what could be a game-winning attempt. Incomplete for Graham.
Lions continue to get pressure, collapsing this pocket on Drew Brees, getting him off the spot. And there's nobody open in the secondary, Chris. All these guys covering up their guys. We know it's 4-down territory. See if they can get another stop here and force a 3rd and long.
Brees is hit. It's 4th down. Jason Jones, the surge from that defensive line, the team that leads the National Football League, the unit that leads in sacks.
Jason Jones just throwing Zach Strief out of the way. We talked about Ziggy Ansah, talked about George Johnson. It's all of them today. Big 4th down now.
Drew Brees 0 for his last 9, which includes an interception. 4th and 10. Brees will run and get the 1st down to keep the Saints' hopes alive here at Ford Field. A 13-yard run from Drew Brees. On 1st down, across the middle and incomplete. Trying to get it to Travaris Cadet. 1 timeout, just over a minute to play.
Troy's got to be really good keeping their underneath defense back in coverage. Sometimes you get greedy in these situations. Just play sound. Stay there and make tackles.
Sets up the screen. And Cadet run out by DeAndre Levy, or run down, I should say, as he stays in bounds. Well done by Levy as the clock runs.
Good idea there by New Orleans. Try to get a screen. You know that defense is retreating a little bit, but DeAndre Levy was all over it.
On 3rd and 11. Underneath pass complete. Stops short of the 1st down. Again, Levy on Cadet. It'll be 4th down. They need to get to the 43. For a 1st down.
And New Orleans is trying to save their timeout just in case they catch the ball in the middle of the field for that field goal attempt.
4 Meacham, incomplete. Darius Slay, Rasheed Mathis, excellent in the secondary. Sean Payton is upset on 4th and 3. Brees for Robert Meacham, and the Lions defense. That's what has them with 4 wins this season so far, and they did the job on Drew Brees.
Again, it's the front 4 of this defense. On this play, it's depth there. Darryl Tapp again got pressure in Drew Brees' face, forced a floating throw, and Darius Slay knocks away for an incompletion. Detroit Lions are going to sneak away with the win here today.
Glover Quinn, who had the interception that set up the go-ahead touchdown. Corey Fuller with a tremendous catch at the back of the end zone. The Saints will fall to 2-4. Ends the string of victories coming off a bye week for Sean Payton and the Saints. And the Lions will go to 5-2. To stay with the Packers atop the NFC North. On to London for the Lions, and the Saints have the Packers up next. Let's head to Kirk Bennett.